The Seahawks and Bucks was hyped as expected, but the favorites, which were surprisingly the Seattle Seahawks, wind up falling because of a really good, very close game. But man, was this the best game of week 5?
It's football time.
Alrighty, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the All Around Sports Podcast, sports, everything on the channel. I'm host Antonio. Today we are talking about the Bucks and the Seahawks as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers wound up winning the game on a game-winning field goal that was created off of the deflection of a defender's helmet on Darnold's pass and then was intercepted. But both sides played really, really well as Sam Darnold was 28 of 34 completions, while Baker Mayfield was 29 of 33. Sam Darnold threw for 4 touchdowns, 1 interception, and then also had no sacks allowed on him, which is a surprise going against this Tampa Bay-led defense. But the run games, while the Seahawks did allow 2 rushing touchdowns, the Seahawks allowed under 100 yards for the 5th straight time this year. But the Seahawks, of course, their offense was really good this game, as JSN had 132 yards receiving, a touchdown, with A.J. Barner catching 2 of the touchdowns, and then Torrey Horton recording for his 4th touchdown of the season, which he's had 3 so far in the last most recently 3 games. But the question is, was the Buccaneers versus Seahawks game the best game of week 5? We'll talk about that in just a second. Before we do, if you guys do enjoy this video, do me a favor, smash the button down below, subscribe if you haven't already. For now, let's talk about this game. So, I will say this. Seattle could have done better because they were kind of slow in the first half. It took them until this last minute drive in the second quarter before halftime to get a touchdown. But after that, they were just banging. They were just going, they completely changed things around and was able to go out there and create a shootout. This game, although it was a loss for Seattle, I view a lot of positives from this game. Because not only do you allow the Buccaneers run game to under 100 yards, but you went neck to neck with by far a team that I've said myself is a top 5 team in the NFC. Tampa Bay, I've talked about it. If y'all have checked out my channel, I've talked about them a lot. I believe that they were not only division contenders for their division, but I also felt that they were NFC Championship contenders. Because Tampa Bay, both quarterbacks this game looked really good. Sam Darnold, no mistakes there, except for that last interception, but that was kind of off the defender. But both sides proved that they are contenders because the Seahawks, 3 key defensive players out, now 4 during the game with Derek Hall going down, they were still able to make it close. Now, they did struggle in the first half, but when that second half came, they were able to show up. But I do believe some things could have gone better for the Seahawks that game. And I wanted to mention this. Why is Jalen Milroe on the field for that lateral fumble? I mean, I understand that you wanted to give him a chance in this game to put in one little sneaky trick per game with him involved, but I wouldn't put him in for the rest of this game, for the rest of this season, because that fumble I believe cost Seattle the game. I believe that Jalen Milroe fumble cost Seattle the game. Now, was it early in the football game? Yes. But I believe when the fumble happened right after the Seahawks forced a 3-and-out on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense. Seattle was driving down the field. They were making plays to get downfield. Then that fumble happened. And I get that Milroe is trying to see some playing time with the Seattle Seahawks before he becomes the full-time starter, whatever that is. But after this, I think you should just sit Jalen Milroe out, let him learn the playbook, because I don't think he's NFL ready just yet. But I will say this. The offense was amazing for Seattle. They had 341 yards receiving. and had 4 touchdowns. This is a big time game. Even though the Seahawks did lose, both sides pretty much played their hearts out. Buccaneers, they're a team that I've said is a top 5 team in the NFC, and I do believe they're a contender to the Philadelphia Eagles. But I think that this game was really good nonetheless. You were able to lock down their run game with Bucky Irvin out. You were able to limit the passes for some time, but the defense was on the field for pretty much the entire game. But I think that the game overall went in favor of Tampa because Seattle didn't force any sort of turnovers. There was no fumbles recovered. There was no interceptions thrown that they could improvise on. The defense was just out there, getting constantly worn out. And we know this. When your defense is out there longer than your offense is, your team defense is going to get worn out. They're going to get worn down. The Seahawks had 26 minutes and 48 seconds time of possession. The Buccaneers had 33 minutes and 12 seconds. Whenever you get played out in time of possession, that's going to hurt your defense because the offense is trying to go out there and perform and try to get scores to keep the other defenses on the field as long as they possibly can. But when your defense is constantly on the field, they're gonna get worn out. So I think there's some things that they could have done better in this football game. Yeah. But after this game, I still believe Seattle's a top 6, top 7 team in the NFC because they played their hearts out. They did lose the game, but in the end, they were able to go neck to neck with an injured Bucks team on offense, and they were able to make it neck and neck with the Buccaneers with 4 defensive starters out. And for that, I'm happy about, although I'm going to be under 500 in my picks this week again. But this game was really a good game. Congratulations to the Buccaneers. But Seattle's got a lot of stuff to work on, and maybe, just maybe, they can beat Washington in a few weeks. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. Do you guys think Bucks versus Seahawks was the best game of Week 5? Let me know in the comments what you guys think down below. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, do me a favor, smash the button down below, subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, I'll see you all next one. Ciao for now.